it look, he's kind of like singing. I don't know if he's rapping. Is he talking trash? Best is not impressed, that's for sure.
Best has his game face on. And here we go. We're right into the match.
Right into it. Looks like we'll be having Hayate used by Chosen1 and Best using Brad Wong.
That's your man, Hayate. How's he going to do against Brad Wong?
Well, it's interesting because, you know, I haven't seen Chosen1 use Hayate. He's always picked Brad Wong, but it seems like he doesn't want to do that mirror match.
I think that actually Best is Hayate here and Chosen1 is Brad Wong.
Oh, okay. That's definitely got to be right because there's no way that Chosen1 would not be utilizing his character, Brad Wong, here.
And there's Hayate's new throw into some environmental hazards there. Going for the mix-up there. Not enough to get through Chosen1's defense.
And don't forget, guys, if you have any questions or concerns, don't forget you can go to @IGN Pro League for Twitter. So if there's anything you want to know on this cast here, or if you have any comments, of course, about DOA, feel free to get on Twitter. And don't forget, there's also a Facebook IGN Pro League. But getting back into this match here, we do have it fixed now. Chosen1 is Brad Wong. He's definitely not going to change it up. But I'm liking Best using Hayate. He's, you know, he's changed that properties now too with the down forward 3+K. Now instead of having the possibility of delaying the second kick, you have to choose whether or not you're going to make it happen.
Oh, that's interesting.
Linked. It's linked now.
So you have to commit beforehand.
Exactly.
That changes up the move entirely.
It does, because that's like Hayate's bread and butter for distance.
And he's using that move to great effect here against Chosen1. And Chosen1 loves those low sweeps, and he loves that headbutt too. Just enough damage to seal the round.
All right, he is now in favor 2-1. What? I think you know, he's using Hayate, but I haven't seen it. And when I was playing Hayate and winning, it was because of the Nimpo dash.
Yeah, you know, we haven't seen that from the Hayate players in this tournament.
You have to start using that Nimpo dash because you have options from it. Nobody knows how to deal with it because it looks new. And, you know, Chosen1's still coming off that momentum with using his character, Brad Wong.
Chosen1 taking a pretty decisive win there in game one. And Best is going to have to dig deep here and decide if he wants to stick with Hayate.
Unfortunately, this is what's going to happen, you know, because the game just came out today. So a lot of the time, these players are going to be playing DOA4 because the DOA4 mechanics are still very much alive, and a lot of the combos are still there, the characters, of course. And I think when I'm looking at Best Hayate, he definitely needs to start utilizing the sidestep mechanic that Hayate has. He starts using the Nimpo stance. Like, you have to start using each character's specialization because that's how they've geared DOA5.
Right. These players definitely not completely used to the new incarnations of the characters yet, and now we see Best switching up his character to who else? Jan Lee.
Oh no, that shows a little bit of fear obviously coming out of him, but with Vanessa's domination in Jan Lee, I really believe in that character, and you know, I think Best could definitely utilize Jan Lee, but I would have stuck with Hayate, of course.
This is interesting. Is this a button check after game one? That's a little unusual. So maybe he didn't go with Jan Lee. No, he is.
Perhaps maybe he went to go with Hayate again and might go with Jan Lee. Character looks like he didn't want Jan Lee is what we're seeing here. He's on the character selection screen right now, of course. He's going to go with Pi?
Well, Chosen1, he won that game, so he has to stick with Brad Wong.
That'd be very interesting to see Pi. She definitely is an iconic character from Virtua Fighter and one I haven't seen at all.
I'm a little bit confused about what Chosen1's doing. He won that game. I assume he has to stick with Brad Wong. There we go. That was a little baffling, but here we go. It is going to be Brad Wong versus Jan Lee.
All right, and stage select random, of course. I think it's going to be the military stage with the tanks.
That is a pretty cool stage. I like when the giant missile comes. Oh, no. Unfortunately, it's a less dangerous stage. There are some vicious farm animals here, though.
There are pigs, and you can let the chickens out, too, if you hit the right cage.
Right. Pigs and chickens, every bit as dangerous as a missile under the wrong conditions.
Very strong blocking coming out of Chosen1. He's very, he's very good with those lows. I've noticed that from him. When he utilizes Brad Wong's lows and his laying down stance, he seems to do really well.
Yeah, he has complete mastery of Brad Wong. There's no move he doesn't know, and we can see that when he does the new juggle with the new handstand stuff. He's really covered an immense amount of ground in a very short time. And again with the low sweeps, it never ends. Dragon Gunner, what's the follow-up? Wow.
Oh! He could have.
Interesting.
Wow, that was a really good hold there at the end there. He had the stun. He had the possibility of finishing that off, but unfortunately, he knew what he needed to do to hold that.
That's interesting. We see a different follow-up after the Dragon Gunner from Best than we saw from either Vanessa or Ryujin. Best is actually going for forward hold plus kick for different mix-ups.
Very nice aggressive on Jan Lee's part. Now he's starting to get his lows off.
And we're seeing Best use Jan Lee's stance. You talked about how he didn't use Hayate's stance. He switched to Jan Lee, and now he's using his.
Very nice hold there, taking that next round. And it is quite funny to see when people switch over to Jan Lee. It might be like a huge, instead of DOA5, we're going to call it Jan Lee.
Do you think that people see people like Ryujin and Vanessa using Jan Lee and think to themselves, well, if those two can be good with Jan Lee, I can too?
That's a great question, and I think that's definitely true because, even Manny has inspired people to use Hayabusa with his skills and stuff, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, Jan Lee, very popular, but taking a shellacking from Brad here. And again with the headbutt, that time the running version. Oh! Some cheeky stuff from Chosen1 there, and I think he might be messing around just a little bit.
And there those lows are. Of course, when you're down to such low health, the lows are going to be the successful ones. Best put up a good match, though, and it's great seeing him out here. I hope we see him in future DOA events. I'm sure, that wasn't his best, but we